Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Thursday, 13th February 2025. I believe today we are at the what we can call the Brahma Muhurta time for the markets. Brahma Muhurta time generally is between 3:30 and 5. So let's take this as 4 o'clock. It is very dark outside, and when it could get darker before it gets dawn, but that is the time of the creator, as they say. So that is one of the most auspicious times. So that is why it is called Brahma Murta. And whatever you do during this time generally is supposed to be, it has got a lot of energy. Probably we have come to that point of time, and I'll explain to you why in a few charts. So the first chart is here. If you see this chart, this is a weekly chart of the Nifty from 2020 March. So if you see this ellipse, it had a spectacular rally, then it took a correction, and then finally in October 2021, it peaked out. At that point of time, we had similar conditions as what happened in September of 2024. Of course, in hindsight, we become wise, but this chart I happened to chance upon yesterday and I found it fascinating. You have an ellipse almost 60 degrees, then a small correction, and then the final 45 to 60 degrees, where all the Zomatos of the world, Paytm, all the IPOs came there, sucked up the money, and then the bear market started between October 2021 to around June 2022. We had some ups and downs even there in soon after the Ukraine war. It fell down, but then it made one final rally. It did not cross the new high, and then it hit a low in May. Again, it tried a rally. It did not cross the previous top, and then there was a lot of confusion mid-June of 2022. And then, it fought, the bulls fought their way up, and then slow and steady, it went up, but then again it got hammered, but still it was much higher than here. So this first time we saw higher high and higher low, and then it took off. That was in up to June of 2024, and then the final thrust, June 2024, market fell badly after the election results, and then it finally thrust up to September 26th of 2024. And then we are having a lower top, lower bottom. The chart here is looking smaller. Maybe you can go back to your charts and see. So we start from March of 2020. Then we come somewhere in early 2021. We have a drop. And then the final thrust goes to up to October 2021. Between October 2021 to June of 2022 is the bear market. Then the bull market starts and peaks out in September 2024, and then the bear market starts, and then we are having lower top, lower bottom. So I think there are a lot of similarity. History never repeats itself. Sometimes it rhymes. But when I looked at this chart, it just, this is my way of doing technical analysis. You see, when I look at the screen, it tells me something and it's telling us something. So what is happening during Brahma Muhurta, for instance, to set up a rally, a probable rally in the future? I am very confident that we will get a good rally. We will not know now. Like, for instance, here, when we were here, actually became bullish in May of 2022, but it fooled me as usual. In June 2022 is when it made a low, when the whole world was talking about, market going down to 12,000. Those guys are still there, alive, hopefully. So after that, the rally happened, but it came in fits and starts. And then only when it made a higher low, then people began to realize that was somewhere in end of 2021, end of 2022, and then it took off. So if you look at it again, I memorized this, and for me, I'm getting more and more confident that things are, you see the red arrow here, there is a big fall in this case, and same thing here, big fall, then rose, but it did not sustain. Just look at this chart. Spend some time, probably you'll get some more inspiration apart from the knowledge. So yesterday, everybody was scared because the FD, Naren, as I call him, is now advising us to go to FDs. He's the big boss. He's an honorable gentleman, a wise man. But then if somebody is going to ask me to go to FDs, and if you are a market mutual fund head, then there's much to think about. So SIP flows came in 26,400. Incidentally, he asked us to stop SIP flows, but the investors will not listen. What they may do is, if he's asking us to redeem, probably people will redeem from ICICI and go to some other funds which are giving better returns. So SIPs were good, 26,400 crores. SIP is discipline. You cannot ask somebody to stop being disciplined and become indisciplined. So if you say stop SIP, you can put SIP in any other mode. It need not be only in small cap. It could be micro cap. It could be flexi cap. It could be balanced. But when you say stop SIP in small cap, most people will think it is stopping SIP. It is like, Ashwatthama Hatha Kunjara. So you only will remember the Ashwatthama. So you will think, hey, actually the elephant would have died. So similarly here, this is very misleading. But nevertheless, that's what it is. The people have spoken with their money. And you're seeing January, small cap fund inflow actually, ironically, has gone up over December. Mid cap has gone up over December. Large cap also has gone up. By and large, things are much better in January when it was very volatile. So I'll quickly run through markets at close. Market closed in the red, but sharply off lows. So this is not as important as what I'll come to the charts little later. So FIs and DIs, they say it's darkest before dawn. So you're seeing FIs selling close to 5,000 crores. Somebody has calculated if FIs sell 5,000 crores every day, it may take them about 6 years to close out all their positions and make it zero. Today, they are 16% of the market. Just note this. FI sold 5,000 crores, yet the market bounced off its lows. And what we call a hammer has been placed as far as the markets are concerned. I'll come to that. DIs bought more than FIs. Just look at this information. CPI inflation has come better than expected, as I was continuously thinking and hoping and speaking. So you will almost certainly get a rate cut in April, and that could be a bigger rate cut, and that will accelerate the movement upwards. IIP, not very important. This also is important in the sense that lower IIP means they have to put in more money. Government will wake up. RBI will wake up. That's an excuse for putting more money. Low inflation, a low industrial production will mean that we need money. Then just look at this, what I said, the the hammer. What is this hammer? Where see, the hammer will mean technically, or you can visually think about, you see the bears came in plenty, hammered it to some level, then the bulls fought back and brought it to almost the opening levels. So this is the bank nifty, this is the nifty. So if there is a long tail, there is a long tail here. So which means the bulls fought and then they brought it to a level which is beaten the bears actually. Same thing with the mid cap, micro cap, small cap, all the indices you have hammer. So this hammer is very, very important. If it forms after a series of downtrends, gravestone doji, this is exactly ulta of hammer. If it falls after a series of what we call the green candles in case of the uptrend, and if it forms at the top, that forms normally at the top, this formally norms at a significant bottom. Now I don't want to do bottom fishing here. What I'm only saying is the conditions are very clear that a rally will ensue, most likely ensue in the next few weeks to months, and next 6 months I think we should be in a much better condition. So there's nothing to fear. We are in Brahma Muhurta. As I keep saying, Brahma Muhurta is at around 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is darkest hour before dawn. If you go to 5 o'clock, still it will be dark. At 4:30 it will be dark. 5 o'clock it will be dark. But we are moving towards dawn. We're not at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. it gets slowly and steadily darker and darker. So people are thinking we are at 9 p.m. or some people are thinking we are at 7 p.m. So that they're thinking now we've got a long bear market ahead. In my opinion, and analysis and data and experience tells me that we are at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Brahma Muhurta. So enjoy your Brahma Muhurta. So whatever you do today, be successful. I must confess, though I don't like to talk about it, we did very well yesterday as a team, and yesterday was the best profit we got in day trading, intraday trading. And I had opened up my trading room to everybody to see online, real time, and that was the best in 2 hours. So sometimes God helps us, and yesterday was one such case. I continue to be bullish. There is no chance of me being bearish with this kind of data. So whatever you do, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.